You're going to have this prototyping resource available to you. So I suggest that you go ahead and open it and use it with me. You can create copies and even delete some of these assets if you need to, and go ahead and play. You bring in your own wireframes and test it out. So I would like to keep it real simple. Just to start out, we're going to talk about our navigation. Let's jump right in. What I'm going to do here, I already have it set up where I have all the main navigation items for my wireframe. And I just want to showcase a couple things. I want to showcase just how the navigation is. You click on the wish list, is going to go to the wish list. Seems pretty like small, but mean ultimately like it's just something just showcase on how to get these to work. Let's jump right in. What I'm going to do is actually going to work from one side and one frame to the next. So I'm going to click on the prototype tab. I already have it open. I'm going to actually select that toolbar item and just drag a connection over here. So all these interaction details are already set up. I'm going to leave them as is. So I'm going to just stick with on top, and here I'm going to keep it simple as well. I'm not worried about things like smart animate. That's just too high fidelity for what I'm going to work on it. So I'm getting to a little bit later, but I'm just going to stick with dissolve and then stick with ease out. I think that's totally fine, just something to use right away. I'm going to make sure that my duration is something like maybe 300 milliseconds, which is not too quick and not too slow. And I'm going to actually repeat this whole process for every single item. So what I'm going to do is I want to make sure when I click all these items on every single page, I'm going to be able to go to any page I want you from here. But you don't need to create those massive prototypes that like sprout across pages and pages. Like I think you can create prototypes that are essentially just small interactions of how things should work. Like maybe you want to put in like a move transition where like the screen pops in and out, and maybe you just want to showcase what it's like to like, or unlike your wish list, these are the types of interactions you should be building prototypes with. But let's take a look. So now we have our full flow, and at least some of it. So the last one we have here is just the last screen. And you saw how quickly it was to create this little prototype. We just worry about, just the dissolve. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to call this something like navigation. In here you can write the description and how a user is able to navigate through the application. So I'm keeping even my description like super relaxed or something like this. And that's basically it. So what we're going to do, we're just going to preview our prototype up here. It's going to open up a new tab for us, which is wonderful. And there we are. We have our prototype, we have our description here. All we really going to do is We're just going to see how it works. So basically, it seems like everything is connected. We can get to basically any navigation page in our little button toolbar here pretty easily. And that's how you create a really simple prototype in Figma. We're going to be creating a pretty cool prototype here where we're going to remove an item from our wish list. And it's pretty easy to do actually. Let's jump right in. We're going to be using Smart Animate. It's going to allow us to do a bunch of cool things, like basically it's going to animate all this, content shifting upward as we move this shoe product. And you can see that I have this shoe product actually named because this is the one I want to remove. I'm going to call it delete this car because I left it just like a regular car, you know. There may be some issues here where when something gets shifted from one side to the other. So I just want to make it apparent that this is the car is going to be deleted and it's no longer in this frame. So let's go right ahead and start this up. So I'm going to actually select this little icon over here and drag it over to this screen. I'm going to select on tab and navigate to that screen. That's totally fine. I'm going to select Smart Animate instead of in 300 milliseconds and we can call our flow. I mean, just keep things really consistent. Remove an item from your wish list. Now, I definitely urge everyone to use the resources that I provided. You will have wireframes in there to use. You also have the prototype already set up for you. So go ahead, please use that and come up with your own prototypes, you know, just showing and hiding things. I think it's just a really good way to just practice. Let's jump right in. I'm going to press play and here we go. Already have it loaded up, so I'm going to click it and there you go. That's pretty amazing. I see the whole little animation. It's very simple, very small, but it's straight to the point. We see that shoes item is gone. Let's do it again and there we go. It's gone again once more. Now, I think things that we actually forgetting is sometimes we have like big thumbs and you know accidents happen. We don't want that accident to happen and no way to kind of undo it. So I have created this toast overlay. Now, this little overlay is essentially going to allow us to just say, hey, are you sure you want to do that? You know, you can undo it. Let's go back. That's what we're done here. Have a little thing set up. And what I'm going to do, I have created a connection from the top layer frame. And the reason I did that was because I want to pop up after the interaction had happened here. Where we've removed the frame, I want to be an after delay interaction. So that means that after like 400 milliseconds, it's going to pop up out of nowhere. So instead of selecting navigate to, I want to select open overlay. And what I'm going to do is just like hop it over here. Maybe because if we're thinking about the height of our frame, we'll test this just to make sure. But we're going to keep it right there. We're not going to keep the animation too instant. We can also have a little bit of fun with it. We can say that we want it to move in nicely from the bottom, and that means it's going to pop right. We don't need a background color or like an overlay because it's not module. It's more like just like a quick overlay. And whenever you click outside, it's going to dismiss it. So let's take a look. So there you go. Let's press play. So now you notice like we're fine-tuning this whole interactive process. I'm over here now. Let's press play. Boom. We see our toast pop up. And I want to actually, push it down just a little bit more. Let's see that play out again. So I restart it. We have our interaction here. Now, there's a couple things that we need to just clean up. Now, let's say the user doesn't actually want to click on anything, so maybe we can do after delay of 1.5 seconds. We close this overlay so it automatically closes, and it may click undo. Undo should probably just bring everything back. So we can do that and just click Smart Animate because we want that Smart Animate to come back where this new item pop up and dissolve inward, and all the other content will push downward. So let's see how this all play out. Let's talk through every little interaction and click on remove the wish list item. It removes this. Now this pop up and it's gone. Maybe 1.5 seconds isn't enough time. So let's jump right into this little interaction here. So after the delay, maybe it's 2.5 seconds, which is 2500 milliseconds. So let's do that one more time here. Pops up perfect. If I click outside of it, it's going to close automatically. So let's do that again. Now I'm going to click undo, and there we go. Choose the actual action, the items back in your wish list, and then this item and all the content below. Is shift downwards, and let's do that one more time. I'm going to press that. I'm going to say, hey, no, I don't want to remove that. And there we go. We're back to the beginning. And now we have like a little bit of loop bubble prototype, except when it's gone, then we can just press R to restart it. And there you go. I mean, that's how you create that type of interaction with Figma. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to add a nice description, just saying this interaction outlines how a user is able to remove and restore a wish list item. And we can see that reflected here. Let me just close up, and there we go. It's reflected back in our prototype, and there you go. That's how you can create overlays within Figma really easily. And that's how you can use Smart Animate for some very simple like show and hide prototyping interactions. We're going to be talking about a much more complex interaction, not super complex, but it has definitely many more steps. Let's jump right in. So I'm going to close some of my existing tabs here. I'm going to jump right into that pages I have designed. So what I have here is basically sometimes when you come into your prototype, you may have all these pages ready and you would need to think through them piece by piece. And I have my home page, which is, totally fine. But then we have like the search page, then we have the search results. When we are typing like these type ahead results, and then we have our search results page and a filters page. Then we have like a finding, like your actual product page. So what I want to illustrate here today is what it's like when you actually go ahead and find your product in search for that product. So I'm going to start off by just clicking the search and then moving over to the next page. So I'm just going to keep it really simple here, like it's going to be like dissolve 300 milliseconds. Super simple. And here we can start animating some quick things, like when I click this back button, like I should just like exit, I'm done, I'm going back out. Same with like this one, like I'm going to just back out from the whole search. Now, the interesting thing is, like we have this kind of overlay here, we don't need to animate it as such because it's like not something that's, we want to really prototype just yet, but we have like this overlay. And what we're going to do here is like we'll just say maybe on go, like we move to the next screen. It just means that, I don't know, like some sort of keyboard press, maybe this like appear where you have to enter like books, and then you have all these items that are typed ahead. So you have your original search, then you have like books like for 1 year old, books for 2 years old, and so on, so forth. And maybe, it's kind of like trying to find these search results ahead of you, and that's totally fine. And the other thing to do here is to, to click on the books item. Then I should move to the next section. So I want to find a book or an item, and that's what I'm trying to really illustrate here, making search really easy. And now we have this page. We can even go in and prototype such things like the filters. So I'm going to just click this back button, and we're just going to go all the way back home, and that's fine for now. So let's see where we are right now with this prototype. Let's press play. We're right here. If we search, we have the search pop up, and I can go back. I'm going to click over here, and there we go. We have our books, and there we go. We are in our search results. Now, if I click this little filter post right here and just pop this, Now here is where we can open the overlay. I wanted to. You mean you shouldn't be able to close because it's like a full screen overlay. But I wanted to like move in, like we're done with the last prototype. This one, the little X here, should be able to close the prototype. So we can just press the little plus button up here, and that's going to close that overlay. Perfect. And over here, I'm going to show you some pretty cool things. This, I have these buttons already preset, and they're going to close that overlay as well. Anytime you press one of these buttons, we're not really worried about the filter interaction. We just want to go in and prototype what it looks like when you are filtering. Maybe these filters start to change and you want to get into that. So you can do that. Right now, I am just showing just how to get to this area over here. So I'm going to want to close this no matter what I set over there. Let's take a look. Now I'm here, I'm going to press this. I'm going to pop up. The great thing about these wireframes is that they are interactive prototypes. So you can like click on these little like radio buttons, check boxes, and you can close. It will just automatically shuffle down in which way it came, whether that's right, left, top, or button, whatever. We have it set up from the bottom. Now what we're going to do here is we have different types of books in our search results. We have the rating and so on. I think it will be we have it right here. I'm not worried about the transition on this, so we just keep it as dissolved. And let's see. We're on our screen here and here. You can automatically take a look at all the items that are available to you where it comes to that. Like ebook, if you want to see reviews, you want to see more reviews, see similar products, go back to the home screen, etc. If I start a prototype, let's look at it one more time. So we have our search, and I say I type something in. I've typed books. I want to search just generally for books, I want to see some filters. I want prices low to high. I want just books, not toys. Format, I want it to be digital. And there you go, show my results. And there we go. I click on it, and now I can add it to my cart. And that's how you create a super simple user flow from finding the product to actually next step. We'll be adding that to your cart and so on. So you can take your user flows here and use those to help even guide your choices through your prototypes. So we'd love to see what you all come up with, but this is how you create a pretty simple flow in Figma. And I'm just going to finish this name right off right here. And there you go. Congrats, everyone.